Okay, so sleep. Something that a lot of people struggle with. In fact, two-thirds of adults in developed nations do not get the recommended 8 hours of sleep a night. And this can have consequences, okay? It can have a lot of health consequences. Now, it's very easy for me to say, go to sleep early, and that is literally the best advice I can give you is get more sleep. But that's not always practical, okay? And I do understand that. So there is a way that you can get around this, and it's what we call banking sleep or catching up on sleep. And you can use things like naps, sleeping at the weekends, etc., to catch up on the sleep that you have missed throughout the week. And this can help to negate some of the consequences of not sleeping enough during the week. Okay, so yes, you can catch up on sleep. And let's just delve into it a little bit more, okay? Now, I originally wasn't going to talk about the consequences of sort of chronic sleep restriction, but I'm going to. I wasn't going to because I've gone on about it so much before. But I still think we're not cracking this sleep thing. And so I'm going to give you some reasons to go to bed early or catch up on sleep. Okay, so chronically sleeping less than 6 or 7 hours a night doubles your risk of cancer. It increases your risk of getting Alzheimer's. It disrupts your blood sugar levels so much that you look like you're pre-diabetic, okay? And that is just from a week of not sleeping enough, okay? It increases your risk of cardiovascular disease, stroke, congestive heart failure, also psychiatric conditions like depression, anxiety, and suicidality. It increases your risk of being obese. And even when you're losing weight, if you're not sleeping enough, there's some recent research that shows that you will lose more weight from lean body mass than you will fat mass. Okay? So, and I could go on here, that's a short list, okay, but you get the picture, okay? Sleep is so important. In fact, you could almost add this all up and say basically the shorter you sleep, the shorter your lifespan. It's just so important. And I saw another quote recently. I can't remember the guy's name, but it was something like, if sleep wasn't really important, it's like the biggest mistake that evolution ever made. And it just puts into perspective how important sleep is, okay? But like I say, two-thirds of adults don't get enough, okay? We don't get the recommended amount. And I get it, okay? It's not easy. We have hectic lives, we have jobs, people have children. It's not as easy for me to just say, go to bed early, okay? And I think one of the biggest problems with people getting more sleep is there's no sort of immediate consequences. Like a lot of these consequences that I've sort of brought up, they develop over time and there's no immediate negative impact on not sleeping other than feeling tired, obviously. And I will say, I used to not be very good at this. Will hold my hand up to that. I'm very good at functioning on little sleep. Like 6 hours is plenty for me. I feel awesome. I feel great. And I always got caught in the mindset of, well, I feel fine, so everything's dandy, okay? However, the more I read into it, the more I realise that is not true. And just because surface level looks good doesn't mean under the hood looks good, okay? And like I say, I've listed so many consequences. You get the picture. Sleep is important. Now, like I say, it's not always practical for people, for me to just say, well, go to bed an hour early. Because it doesn't always work like that, okay? Now, that is the best thing that you can do. But if you can't do that, you can do what I've said, which is what we call banking sleep or just catching up on sleep, okay? So you can look at it like your calories for the week, okay? So let's say you want to sleep 7 hours a night, because it's better than what you're doing right now. That's 49 hours for the week. So let's say that you have a couple of nights where you don't quite get 7 hours. You can get extra towards the end of the week to make up for that, okay? As long as you get to 49, that's better than not, okay? Now, so you can do this through obviously like naps in the afternoons, or preferably not the evenings, but naps in the afternoon, or sleeping at the weekend, or just going to bed earlier for a couple of nights later on in the week. That's how you can do it. But what I want to say is that catching up or banking sleep is better than not, but it's not as good as just sleeping continuously, okay? So catching up on sleep will help to negate some of the consequences of not sleeping enough. However, it is still better overall to just sleep longer each night, okay? So it is good and it's better than not catching up, but it's not as good as sleeping continuously, okay? So I do want to point that out. But like I say, it's not always practical to just go to bed earlier every night. So if you do struggle with that, you can catch up or bank sleep, okay? That was supposed to be a short video, but as always, I've waffled on. So in summary, sleep is damn important. We need it for so many things, to function properly, you know, to prevent disease. It's just so important. If you can, just sleep longer each night. If you can't, you can catch up throughout the week, okay? So there's the video for tonight, guys. Hopefully you got some value from that. If you did, please feel free to hit all the buttons like love, haha, wow, comment, share, etc. I always appreciate it. I apologise that I have been a bit distant recently, but I'll be getting back on it now. So I always appreciate interactions on the post. So please do that. Have a fantastic evening, and I shall see you on the next video.